song is so catchy. It burrows deep into your brain and it doesn't leave. I forgot if I've talked about this note before. This is the first time that's happened. I kind of stopped reading that book that I mentioned. Listening to that book, I do that every time. I mean, it's a good book, but it's written really, really well, and you can tell the person did a lot of work, a lot of research and everything. There's a part where she's like, we don't know too much about Mary Todd and Abraham Lincoln's relationship. Their early relationship, because I guess like they were together and then they were Mary Todd left him for a while, and then like, or he left her or something, and she's like, we don't know why. But that hasn't stopped people from speculating, so let's talk about the speculation for a chapter. It's like, I don't like that. I wasn't really too interested in their relationship anyway, and now we're going to talk about why we think maybe they might have been apart for a year. Like, I just wanted to... It's too much build up to the... It's not important for me to know that whole story. You can give me like pieces of it to understand him as a person better, but to talk about like speculation for why, it doesn't seem relevant or helpful or interesting to me. Don't die. When I was a kid, I did like, even when I was really young, I did like all the numbers and everything involved with RPGs, like HP and levels and attack points and stuff. It just appealed to me. I'm not sure if that kind of thing is just a human thing that appeals to everybody, or maybe it's like a nerdy thing. When I was a kid, I never considered myself a nerd, but when I was in high school, I never considered myself a nerd, but that was just because I never really thought I was smart enough to be a nerd or cared about anything specific enough to be nerdy about it. I kind of wish I had just like committed to being a nerd. Maybe I was afraid of that. I would have had more friends that way, that's for sure, if I had just committed to being that. But I don't know if I wanted to be that. Number 5. I'll stomp you. We got him. He's done. You can't scratch a rock, stupid. Depends what kind of rock Geodude is. I guess he's a geode. But a geode can be... Can a geode be any kind of mineral? Does it have to be a specific one? I wonder what Geodude looks like on the inside. Probably looks pretty cool if he's a geode. He's got crystals inside. That's terrifying. Somebody like cracks open a Geodude. It's got a face on it. Ooh, I got a nugget. Why, yes I would. When I was a kid, I feel like a lot of games would do that. Like, the bad guy would always be like, join me or I'll crush you or whatever. You know, when I was a kid, I would always feel like if I was really in this situation, I would just join the bad guy. I don't know. I guess I was, I don't know. I don't know why I felt that way. That's not good. Ooh. Okay, making a Pokemon's name Snake backwards isn't the most clever thing in the world. So I'm sure the new Pokemon are fine. I keep wanting to update the about page, or like I think that's what it's called, because somebody actually watched one of my videos, but I don't explain in every video like what's the point of this whole thing, like why am I doing it, what are my goals, or what's this? I saw your feet from the grass. Is that misspelled? I think he means like I saw what you did over there on the bridge when you beat all 6 of those guys. Is that how you spell feet? I don't think I've ever spelled that word before. An achievement, yeah. I was thinking that was a typo, but I guess not. The agony of defeat. Is that where defeat comes from? I never thought about that before. It's like the opposite of an achievement. It's like a de-achievement. I guess. Why else would it be? It's like a merit is a good thing, and a demerit is a bad thing. So a feat is a good thing and a defeat is a bad thing. But defeat doesn't really mean the opposite of achievement. I guess it does. You tried to achieve something and you didn't. I never thought about it. My brother sent me a text. My phone is ringing. I feel ya. I feel ya. My brother sent me a text. I want to say something funny. He said, setting up your bed because I'm going over to his house next week. But it's a tent in the garage. So haha, that's the joke. So I have to send something funny back. What should I say? Let's give it a couple tries. No, I think the Abra you can catch up at the top. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go up to the top. Abras are tough to catch because they always teleport. You have to use Pikachu to paralyze them. Sorry, I'm trying to think of something. Can't think of anything. Okay, it's distracting me. I'll put it away. I had a couple notes about the Mets. they've been playing kind of terribly lately. But I still actually kind of, there's something about baseball that, like, even when your team is terrible, you can still kind of look forward to, I still look forward to watching the games every day, or just the fact that they're playing every day. It's like a comforting thing. Like, they'll always be there, even if they're terrible. They have to play. Should I catch Otis? I don't want to waste any Pokeball. What did Joel say? Let's give it a couple tries and see if an Abra shows up. No. Look at the eyebrows on that thing. My dad still gets upset when the Mets are terrible. I don't understand that. How can you watch a team for 50 years and still get upset when they're bad, even though they've only won 2 World Series in 60 years? Like, how do you expect them to ever be good? They're the Mets. That's not what they do. Maybe a small part of it is just he became a fan when they won the World Series in 1969, but I became a fan in like 2003 when they were awful. Because I remember them in the World Series in 2000, but I was still kind of too young to care. I didn't really care. And then yeah, I got really into it in like 2003 and 2004. I would be like super excited to watch the games every day. And then in 2005 and 2006 they started getting good, and that was really exciting. I think part of the reason why the Mets, because I could have been a Yankee fan if I wanted to. My mom is a Yankee fan. She's not as into baseball as my dad is. And I mean, I think like if you're a boy, you probably are more influenced by your dad with that kind of stuff. And like, you want to share that with him. But I could have been a Yankee fan. There was something about the Yankees that was like intimidating to a kid, like a 10-year-old kid. I think like they were so professional and so good all the time that they were kind of intimidating to me. Okay, there's no Abra here, so I guess we're keeping Rattata for a while. the Mets were just kind of like less intimidating. They were kind of terrible, but they were just seemed more fun to root for as a kid. I think that's part of it. The other part is just like you as a kid, you look up to your dad and you just want to be like him, and so you root for the same team as he does. My brother is a Met fan, but he moved to California, and now his I wonder what his son, he has a son, I wonder if he'll be into baseball, and if he'll like the Mets or the Dodgers or the Angels or the Padres or whatever. That'll be interesting. My brother pays for the MLB so they get all the games. I think that'll help. When I was young, I had a friend, and his dad was a Giants fan because he used to live in San Francisco. But my friend was a Yankee fan. I think that just has to do with like the Yankees being on TV and the Giants not being on TV. So I think it's 50-50 whether my nephew will be a Met fan or not. And I think it's 50-50 whether he'll like baseball or not, because a lot of kids don't like baseball now. I guess it's just boring to them. I really like baseball. It's crazy that it's on every day. That's what I like about it. Like, and it's long and boring, and it's just a lot of sitting around, and every once in a while somebody will get a hit, and it's like whatever. The games, there's so many games that when you win or lose one, it doesn't really matter. Like, all that stuff sounds like a bad thing, but I think it's why I like it. The older I get, the more I kind of am not into sports as much. When I was a kid, I used to watch sports all the time. I think a lot of it had to do with just like just getting sick of like the same old thing every day, and like maybe not now that I've moved out, I can kind of like get back into it. I don't know. I guess I was just kind of like depressed being at home, so maybe that didn't help with everything. When does Boulder evolve? As is it like 18 or? Like the Mets were historically bad the past week. They blew 5 games in a row where they had a multiple run lead, and that was like the first time that's ever happened. Their bullpen's just awful. But I still, the day after, I was like, I had the game on and I was like, this is just a nice thing to sit and watch the game. And it's like, here we are, you know, just, I don't know. It makes me happy. And I don't really get too upset when they lose, but I do get happy when they win, which is nice. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.